What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Black, your internet, relationship, and breakup coach. Today's topic, beyond no contact, a better breakup framework. Now, if you're watching this video struggling with the emotions of missing your ex and wanting to fix things with them, maybe you've spent a lot of time watching these videos or talking to your friends about the situation, but no matter how you try to piece it together, the reality is things just don't seem to be working out. And so maybe you're getting advice from the internet and you're like, okay, if I do this no contact thing, my ex is going to come back to me like a boomerang, right? It's as simple as that. See, I want to make this video for those people struggling with this. See, I was reflecting the other day. I was listening to a song by Wale, but the point about this song is that he samples a reference from a sitcom called Seinfeld, and what that reference was talking about is hope. And the character, I think his name is George, was talking about how he doesn't want hope, or he doesn't like hope because hope is killing me. I'm gonna leave the link in description. And that's such a powerful statement because there is some truth to that. Hope can be a very dangerous thing if misapplied. And so what he goes on to say is, his dream is to become hopeless, because essentially that hopelessness or that indifference or the lack of attachment to a certain outcome makes you attractive. And honestly, I really do think that is true. So I decided to make this video to kind of give you a better or a different framework to look at how you should be exploring things with your ex. It's a little bit outside of the realms of no contact. It's deeper than that. I had a couple of calls this week, and when we were talking about their situation, it seems like they were focused on little semantics about communication after the breakup, when the relationship seemed to have much deeper issues. And that's what I want to talk about. So if you do find this helpful as you watch, please do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future videos that I put out. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. So this better framework that I'm talking about for breakups, that is separate from no contact in a sense, is a 4-step guide or 4-step framework to think about holistically the relationship and how you should progress from here. So the first thing I want you to think about is, what are your boundaries? Okay, I want you to put no contact to the side for now. Forget about whether you should block them and all these things. Just what are your boundaries in a relationship? See, every person has personal boundaries, things that they do not accept or that they will not tolerate. Maybe one of your boundaries is, my person must never cheat. My person must never like photos on Instagram of the opposite sex. Whatever it is, those things are for you. I want you to think about your boundaries. And matter of fact, make this an exercise. Take out a pen and paper if you're old-fashioned like me, or sometimes I write things on my notes. It just depends on what I have. So you can do it on your phone or you can do it on pen and paper. What are your boundaries? Now, realistically, I don't think you should have 10 things that are not non-negotiable, but it's up to you, because obviously the longer the list, right, the less amount of people will qualify. So your goal here is not to become the most selective person in history. Your goal is to be, respecting of yourself, but also open-minded. Okay, so probably 3 to 5 things. The average person is going to have 3 to 5 things that are your main core boundaries that you want no one to violate. So the first question you want to ask yourself after you come up with this list: were these boundaries violated in the relationship? And be honest. And maybe some of it had to deal with self-respect, and you put up with these things and you tolerated it. So the question for you is, these are my 5 things. Were they violated in the relationship? Is the answer is yes, then you need to, put that to the side. And this will, from here on out, be one of the indicators or one of the things you're going to look at before you decide how you want to progress with this person. Number 2, I want you to think about your values and your compatibility in this relationship. So these are separate from boundaries. So boundaries are your non-negotiables. Values to me are more like, are we growing in the same direction, right? So let's say you want to, you want an old-fashioned lifestyle, okay? So you want one person to work and the other person stays home and raises the kids. I think those are more like values than boundaries, right? Or you have a goal or a desire to live abroad, right? Those are kind of like values. What is the general direction or trajectory of your life? So the easiest way to think about this, I want you to also, on that list, the second category now, I want you to think about your partner. And we're not thinking about your ex per se right now, as much as you love them and as much as you're thinking about them. I want you to put them to the side. I want you to think about your partner as a job opening. So this is going to be, what are the qualifications? What are the characteristics that you want to have in this person? So you may say, I want someone who is loving and affectionate. I want someone who is ambitious. So I want someone who has a desire to have a huge family. Whatever those things are for you, 5 things, honest qualities that you're thinking about. So you're not thinking about your ex, you're thinking about a position, and these are the requirements of the role. Now you come up with 5 things. I want you to look at that list, honestly. This is your dream person. So if you're picturing a house in the suburbs, right? The white picket fence, depending on the city you live at, it might look differently. So whether that's a condo in Miami or, whatever the case may be, I want you to picture it right now. And whether that's a dog running around the front yard or, a cat purring in the living room. Do you see your ex in that role? How many of those 5 qualities and characteristics did your ex live up to? If you have 5 things, let's say they only lived up to 2, or maybe only 1. This is another decision factor that you're going to use moving forward, because if you're super focused on getting your ex back and fixing things with them, but there's no real compatibility in the relationship, you guys don't share a ton of values, you don't share a lot of goals, they violated your boundaries at every step of the relationship, okay? These are bigger indicators of what to do moving forward than no contact is. Number 3, what I want you to think about now, when we're talking about the framework, so we've done 1 and 2. The third thing is I want you to think about the current interest level scale. And the way I'll describe that is this, okay? Think about interest level as the effort each person puts into a relationship, how much you care, how much you're calling, how much you're expressing those deep feelings of affection and love, all of these things, okay? How much effort is each partner willing to put into the relationship? I want you to think about that. And think about, if you've ever seen a Libra scale, you know what a Libra scale looks like? All right, you have basically a balance of 2 things. And so I want you to think about the interest level between you and your ex on a Libra scale. Who is more invested currently? So if it's like 100 to 0, meaning you're the only one interested in this relationship, not only have they broken up with you, they are completely ghost. They blocked you, you've messaged them several times, they ignore you. This is a very good indication of how much your ex cares about you. Now, perspective can change in the future, yes, because a breakup can be a very rough, patchy time in a relationship. And actually, before we go any further, please, if you're enjoying the video, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future videos I put out. I really appreciate it. Okay, so think about it from that perspective. If your ex is showing absolutely no interest in you, no matter how much effort you've put in, no matter how many calls or texts or talking to their family, maybe you sent them pictures and letters, and again, you're getting nothing. So this is another factor that you're going to use to determine where we go next. Number 4, I want you to lastly choose yourself first. I want this decision, I want this breakup to stop being so much about your ex. I want you to take them off of that pedestal. As much as you're tempted to do so, as much as you love them, as much as, you saw a future with them, I want you to take them off of that pedestal right now. And I want you to make yourself the priority. Choose yourself first. How does this decision affect your life moving forward? Let's say I snapped my fingers and all your dreams came true. You were able to attract your ex back and you had them back in your life right now. They were hugging you in the same tender way that they always did. They were making plans and dreams for the future like they once did. What does your life look like 5 years from now? What is the trajectory you were on together before the breakup happened? And is that where you want your life to go? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I want you to think about that from your perspective first and foremost. So I want you to take all of those things, those 4 things, and hopefully you're able to answer them honestly, and really think about it. After answering those questions, my question for you is, should you be in no contact with a goal of fixing things, or should you be in no contact with a goal of moving on? The decision is really up to you. Before you get into the semantics of how to text, and I have a lot of those on my channel, and you can watch that. But I want you to use this framework to think about the relationship in a more holistic way. And if you do decide to pursue things with your ex, hopefully it's from a place of objectivity, right? And not just thinking that your life will not be adequate without them. Because that's why a lot of people want to fix things with their exes, because you don't think you're enough. So if you decide to move forward with them, there's ample amount of videos on my channel to kind of walk you through that and how to text and so on and so forth. I really do hope you find this video helpful. I appreciate you all for watching. I can't say that enough. I can't stress that enough. It's truly a blessing to be here to make these videos, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Anyway, if you have any thoughts, comments, I want you to leave them down in the comment section below. And I will answer as many as I can. I didn't get to on the last video, but I will. So if you have any questions about your situation, drop them down in the comment section. If you want to talk to me about your situation, click the first link in the description, and I'm looking forward to talking to you as well. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.